It's live?
It's live.
Well, come on over here, baby, and sit close to me.
Oh, I'm coming.
Stick shifts and safety belts. Bucket seats have all got to go when we're driving in the car. It makes my baby seem so far. I need you here with me, not way over in a bucket seat. Okay, for the 50-cent Cupid doll that is non-existent, who can name that band? Even though I was singing very badly, who can name that band?
You left your volume on
I do
again.
leave my volume on.
Man,
I know.
You watch videos all the time on
I
your...
don't.
I know.
Anybody know that band? Song's called, for those who like to cheat and jump to the Google machine, it's called Stick Shifts and Safety Belts. Anybody? Anybody? Hey, Deep South Texas. You say hi to everybody,
Hi,
Mom.
everybody.
Love
How's
that Cake song. Cake rocks.
Cake, yeah, Cake is...
Cake is a great band. But I figured it out about the band Cake.
Yeah.
They only have 2 songs. One song is the guy trying so desperately to get in love with a girl and her to love him back. Mm-hmm. And the other is the horrible destruction that happened after she left. That's the only 2 songs they have.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
All right, so Mike DeFazio's here. BH Harris. Nebo Allen.
Hey,
I hope
Nebo.
I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I don't. Colette. I'm not even going to attempt to read your last name. Deep South Texas. Flannel Max. Mary Smith. Helen Jones. Oh, I said Helen Jones. Anyway, Helen Jones. Butterfly Enterprises. Whitetail Hollow Acres. Little Homestead, Franklin, North Carolina. Prepstetter Bob is in the house.
What?
Brenda Collins. Josh Brown. Henry Rosa. Amy Hebel. Premium Mom to Twins. Alicia D. The Adaptive Maritimer. And many more.
You throng of viewers. She needs chapstick. It's kind of funny for you guys out there who do any YouTube or have ever done live streaming. Mike DeFazio is a producer of video. He knows what's what. But he and I had chatted, and he suggested that the encoder is having a harder time working because I wear plaid shirts and things that are like really busy, and I completely forgot. I completely forgot tonight. So
and I'm wearing a busy colored shirt too.
So who knows if it helps or not, but I don't know.
I don't know.
There's voodoo in them dar converters.
So far it seems to be working okay, but...
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we got stuff and things. We even have some who's its and what's its. You want thingamabobs?
I got 20.
That's alright, no big deal. I want more.
What means that?
Oh, that should be easy. That's easier than falling off a log. And trust me, I've fallen off many a log in my day.
And why? Why would you fall off logs? I don't understand.
Because I didn't want to climb it. All right. So, recap of the week, guys. We're so glad you're here. Mm-hmm. Adaptive Mariner plaid shirts rock. They do. They do. It's just that it makes the computer work harder.
I think he only has 2
that are not plaid.
That are not plaid
shirts.
He has a lot of shirts. Trust me, he has a lot of shirts because he gets them on clearance.
Yeah, I'm lucky.
He won't pay full price for anything.
No, for clothing. I pay full price for music gear.
Well, that's I'm talking clothing here. But all of his shirts he's either gotten on clearance for like $3 at Walmart or at Goodwill.
I gotta make a standout comment here. Mega Candy Lady 1 says, even double hand surgery for trigger finger does not keep me away from Brad and Christa's show.
Oh, man.
That is very
I'm
kind.
sorry you had to have surgery. I hope your recovery goes quickly.
Yes.
Oh.
So thank you for coming. All right, so Farm Tech Days, stuff we did this week. Farm Tech Days in Wisconsin is ridiculously awesome.
It was really cool. Well... yeah.
We'll get to the part you didn't like.
Okay, yeah. It was really neat. There was probably... on the map, it showed that there were 1,000 vendor booths. Mm-hmm. I don't know if there were 1,000 vendors, but I would imagine it was pretty darn close because there was probably 5 pages of the vendor list alphabetically.
And I can imagine, like, if we were more into farming or had been doing it longer, where we knew what it was that we were looking at, instead of like, wow, that's a big tractor.
Yeah.
You see that tractor?
I see that tractor.
That tractor's got a big tire. If we knew more.
And the implements, we're learning what some of the implements do, but not all of them. I mean, there's some that are just like he said in one of the videos, like it was a what was it? Oh, medieval torture device.
They do. They look like they're just designed for doing horrible things to people.
Right.
That person just needs to go.
I know.
Yeah. We've already got some fun people already.
Like, really, grow up.
Yeah. Mike DeFazio says, I hope the plaid shirt makes no difference because I love my plaid shirts too.
Yeah.
All right. So, although Farm Tech Days was great, Hope was coming unglued. Our daughter Hope, she is all things equine.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Everything, horse, donkey, any pony, whatever, she absolutely loves it. So there was an 8, there was 2 different teams there. There was an 8 ponies in a team. I'll get it straight.
The little ones.
They're little. And some of them were 18, 20 years old. But they were just pulling this tractor, or not a tractor, what was it, a wagon?
A wagon. It was a tractor horse pull.
It's been a long day.
They pull the teeth with the horses. So it's like a mobile dental. It's a mobile dental cart.
No, come on now, don't make fun.
I'm not making fun.
Okay. So they had a wagon, and these 8 ponies were pulling this wagon, and he had them doing some really intricate maneuvers. Like he had them back up this wagon to where they could unload feed. So it was a demonstration. And then there was another team of 10 Belgian horses that are 2,000 pounds each.
Yeah.
And man, that's a lot of horsepower.
Well, it was very cool to watch, and one of the things I found interesting was just that those horses, each horse had a handler.
Yes.
One per horse.
Right. But then there was, when they were driving the horses, it was one guy driving these horses, and he had all the reins, no, he called them lines. In his hands. And each horse has 2 lines.
Yeah, he had his hands full.
So,
he was busy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He was busy.
Well, Will says, were they your little ponies or my little ponies?
Will, you can do better than that.
They were cute little ponies, let's just
you
say
can
that.
do better than that.
Oh,
So,
goodness.
okay, Farm Tech Days, though, one thing that she and I really were upset about, not upset, disappointed, we went back for a second day.
We did. We went back the second day because I really wanted to go on the farm tour. Now, we assumed that it was going to be a walking tour.
Or at least to go in the buildings.
At least go into the buildings. It was not a walking tour or going into the buildings, except driving a bus through where the cows were.
Yeah. And the windows wouldn't even roll, and it felt like an oven in there.
It felt like an oven. It was awful. But let's just say, this farm, they had 1,200 acres, and they milked 450 cows 3 times a day.
Yeah, they've got one of those circular parlors.
Yeah, they've got a rotating parlor that have the
auto milkers
on them, I will say I was sad. I felt very sad because the man that was leading the tour,
he was a veterinarian.
He was a vet that would go there when there was a cow that was sick, and he would say, "Oh, these are very healthy and happy cows, and the calves are eating in their most natural environment." No.
It's not the most natural environment if they're in concrete their whole life.
Right.
And here's the thing, though. We respect the farmers, and we understand that they have to do what they have to do to keep prices of food affordable and still stay afloat. It's just difficult, when the cows don't know any different.
No.
But because we know that it was different, it makes it harder for us to go, But I mean, think about it. They got AC all the time. It's temperature controlled. They even have massagers, like these big cow massagers, spinning things.
Oh, and they had Tempur-Pedic beds.
That literally, and they kept using that term.
Yeah.
It's licensed.
Okay.
Cattle bed. I need one of those.
I did,
My
however,
back will never be the same.
when we went and saw that automated milker machine where it just automatically hooked up to the cow and washed the cow, and then I don't know what to do with my hands, you know.
I'm helping.
I know.
I'll do the sign language,
but
the
they
milking,
had,
the
they,
milking.
Stop. They literally had a water bed for to put in cows' stalls. It was just a rubber mat that had water inside it. It's nice to lay on concrete.
Well.
Sorry, I understand. You know what I'm going to say, and I'm going to say it nicely.
Here we
I
go.
understand the
How many
need.
subs are leaving right now?
No. And if they do, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I understand the need for big dairy. I just don't like it. And I'm sure a lot of people don't either, but there's nothing we can do about it. Except have our own cow.
And now, what I guess I will say is that I'm very grateful that there are big dairies, even though it's not my first choice.
Right.
But the reality is, if people want affordable food, that's how you get it.
Right.
You know, that's what's, I mean, you can't expect a farmer with, 100 cows or less, or 50 cows or less, to be able to turn a profit with all the politics involved and all the unions this, and you can't ship your milk without going through this guy, and he jacks his prices up.
I know.
Without them, the general public doesn't have what we have.
I know. Like I said, I know there's a need for it. I just don't like it. We've had this discussion before.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, we have a humongous blessing that we have a cow.
Right.
And we know what to do, and that provides so much for our daughter Grace, and then us, and we're just super grateful. But it's like, most people can't do that.
No. Right.
And I get it. So okay.
And I have to take a time out real quick. Donna Terry is in the house, and I have to say to you, lady, I miss you.
She's been a really good friend to our family, and she watched our animals when we were in a state of flux before having to come to Ohio. And I have a feeling Mama's going to be in a weepy mood tonight, because she just keeps getting all these things tagged, like things are poking at her. Why don't you just grab a little sip there, Mama?
Yeah.
She's. Let's just say this: when we went to church today, church was really, really great. But there were some buttons that hit, those nostalgic things where you miss your mom, or stuff that really touches the button, And so today's been one of those days where it's just not going to be easy to keep going.
Yeah.
Oh, Claire's here. Hey, Claire. Claire.
Somebody asked earlier, I apologize, I don't remember who it was, asked about the flowers next to the KitchenAid, and those are a purple shamrock. They were given to us by a sweet lady. Actually, it was the Donna's aunt. She was a sweet, sweet lady. She started that plant for us and gave it to us a few weeks ago. But it is a purple shamrock, and it is very poisonous, so be very cautious.
Don't let your animals
eat it. Of course, if they take one bite of it, they're not going to go back because it is a very bitter plant, but just be mindful.
Still could be a problem.
Yeah.
So Farm Tech Days managed. David, our eldest son, he got back to his military base with flying colors, and I don't even want to know how fast this kid drives, because he makes land speed records.
Yeah, well, he was going through Canada on the way home, and they have 2-lane highways, and I think that was the road he was going. I don't know what road it was, but 2-lane highway, and he could go as fast as he wanted.
Yeah. Okay, so here's some of the we had a rough week, in terms of stuff breaking and just a lot of stress, like a lot of stress this week.
Yeah, a lot of stress this week.
And
but we handled it like champs.
It's funny thing, because like when a crisis is going on, well, I don't like blood, like when it's human blood, or if I think of like gory stuff on TV or whatever, I just don't want to watch it. I'll get rid of it. I don't like it. And by the way, so if I'm ever with any of you guys out there and I need stitches for something, you better knock me out or give me some super glue, because I've got a mortal fear of being sewn like cloth.
Right.
Ugh, just creeps me out. But I have no idea where I was going with that. Complete squirrel.
You were talking about blood.
I don't remember why I was talking about blood. It's completely
You said
gone.
it was a stressful week.
Oh yeah. But that's not why. Our truck. We listened to the advice of a lot of you guys, and we talked to some mechanics, and Prepster Bob came over and checked out our truck. And while it still moves under its own power, it's only a matter of time until it throws a rod.
Right.
So it's pretty much trash for now. And we're gonna keep it there. And the goal is just to get something cheap that I can scoot around in for farm stuff.
Right.
And then we'll save up to get a new motor, but that's not anytime nearby. Now this is one of the things that did irritate the stew out of me. 180 degrees from average. If you need stitches, I'll knock you out, Brad. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because it's an irrational fear.
Yeah. He had, several years ago, he had gotten a cut on the bottom of his foot. Remember that?
Oh, I do.
He was...
we were knocking in T-posts.
Right, but we were pushing in one of the small ones, and you used your foot.
Has the little blades on the side.
Yeah, well, that blade went through his boot into his foot.
It was a dumb move.
He would not go get stitches.
I super glued that sucker shut.
Yeah.
And it was not a problem.
It took a while for it to heal, but...
Yeah. So, I know where I was going with this. The ATV. We took the ATV to the place we bought it from to get an estimate of what the repairs will be. And so they took our $116 to give us an estimate.
Just an estimate.
And then, we got it back the other day, and it was 3 pages. But the problem is this. Almost all of it was bull snot lies. Because there were parts on their list that needed to be repaired, air quotes, there's nothing wrong with them.
No.
We went and looked, like the 2 front tires, which are perfect, and nothing's bent and nothing's messed up with them all.
Right.
They're like, you need these tires, and you need this, and you need a seat. And we're like, the seat is right there, and it's perfect.
Right.
It's not bent, it's not damaged in any way.
No.
And so we're going to have to deal with that tomorrow, because, they just made it up.
Yeah. It looked like what they did was they put the parts list together for everything except the engine.
Yeah.
And even something with dealing with the radiator. There's nothing wrong with the radiator.
We looked at a bunch of stuff. They just lied.
There's antifreeze still in the line. I can see it.
Well, and there's no damage to it.
No, nothing whatsoever. It's not bent. None of the fins are bent. Nothing.
So, okay, Mama.
Who are they trying to...
Guess who's here? Heather's here.
Hi, Heather.
All right. Yeah, so, no, we're going to, Jacob, ditch him, go with someone else. Hey, Michael, how you doing? Was it an insurance estimate? Prepster Bob is asking. And I asked for an estimate for us to repair it. So, he knew that it was not an insurance estimate.
Right.
So... I can understand that they would do that if it was an insurance thing. I think it's highly, highly immoral.
Yes.
But that happens.
Right.
And I'm not saying they did that, but what I am saying is that there were a ton of things on there that even I go, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this.
Well, and okay, I'm not paying $7 for a flippin' decal.
Well, that's really what you pay. But I don't want it.
I want a working machine. I don't care about the decals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I had a meltdown moment after we got that list, and I'm still not real happy about it.
This week has been Mama's week to get all mad about everything.
Not mad, but just
stressed.
Yeah, but you know what? Okay, and yes, we had a stressful week, but please understand. It's just stuff.
It is stuff.
And we're not whining about it. It's just, when you get hit with so many things all at once, your emotions and your brain can only handle so much. But we are super, super grateful that God protected David's girlfriend.
Yep.
He has guided us through everything. He has a plan for all of this. And he's gonna take care of it.
Yep.
We just have to take a deep breath, give it to him, and move on.
Quick few things here. We've got a visitor from France.
From
France.
France.
I think it would be Kathia. I don't have a very French accent at all. And if I tried to make the French sounding accent, I would probably sound insulting. So I don't really want to do that.
Right.
So welcome. Also, Stringfield Bridge. What's up? One of the winners. Awesome. We're going to be working on your stuff coming up real soon. Mike DeFazio. Wonder if there is an Amish ATV place like the guy who helped you with the milking device.
Well,
they're not supposed to do that.
I don't think so. I don't think
Maybe Mennonite.
Maybe a Mennonite.
They're only allowed to drive the color black
or
ATVs
blue.
because they can have vehicles,
Right.
but it's got to be not fancy. It's got to be black or blue, dark blue.
Yeah. We do get waved at though when we're in those communities because we have a big white van.
So they assume we're one of them.
Assume we're one of them, but just a different church, I guess. Different.
Man. Oh, those are real liberal Mennonites. Look at them dressing like that.
They drive a white van. How?
Scandal. Dun, dun, dun. All right, ladies and gentlemen. This is a little bit later than we usually get to it, but tonight, right now, is channel shout out night. And you guys know the drill, so as soon as we say go, you're going to start shouting out the channels you like, the channels you watch. You can shamelessly plug your own channel. Christa's going to read as many of them as she can, and then when we're pooped out, we'll tell you our channel shout out for the evening.
Yep.
So, on your mark, get set, and type like the wind, bullseye.
Oh, she's watching while she's late on a flight to Istanbul.
Oh my gracious.
Yeah, wow.
J0, go mama, go.
Chucking it up, Hubbard Homestead-ish. J0, Breakaway Homestead, Deep South. Oh, shoot. My Self-Reliance, Mapleberry Farm, Starry Hilder, The Needy Homesteader, Prep Setter Bob, Arms Family Homestead, Recipe Archaeology, Living Traditions, Jeremy Weber, Big Family, oh shoot. Homesteading Off-Grid, Luna Acres, Out of Goshen, Weekend Homestead, Going Batty, Holler Homestead, 180 Degrees from Average, Kelly Barlow Creations, New Tutora,
Take
Deep
a
South
breath,
Homestead,
take a breath.
Rain Country, Prep Setter Bob, Going Batty, Out of Goshen, Art and Bree.
Oh, your wires are getting crossed.
Patriot Nurse, LA
Wires
Homestead.
are getting crossed. Okay, so you guys keep typing. Keep typing. And we have shouted out this channel in the past, but I think it might be as long ago as at least 4 or 5 months.
Gotta be.
And so do me a favor. If you don't have this channel as a subscriber, please open up a new tab. Just go ahead and get ready. Just open up the new tab and get ready to type in the channel that I'm going to shout out, and then I'm going to tell you why, and then you'll sub them. What? I'm gonna. It's Full House Homesteaders with Homestead Mama. I'm gonna repeat that again. Full House Homesteaders with the Homestead Mama. Now, this chick is a rock star.
Yes, she is.
I'll tell you what. I would probably put her at even odds in a wrestling match with Prepstetter Bob.
Oh my gosh.
She's wily.
She's wily and she's wicked smart.
And I would put her in a one-on-one battle of the wits with Prepstetter Bob too.
My sister, my how does it go? And my brother, what is it? It's wicked smart.
Wicked smart.
She's wicked smart.
She's wicked smart.
Yeah.
This chick knows so much about. There's a lot of essential oils. She knows a lot about gardening and just an incredible amount of knowledge.
Right.
And her name is Melissa.
Right, and she gardens by the moon, so she knows when to plant certain things by different phases of the moon. And I'm just in awe of the knowledge that she has. And it's not something that she goes to this book and then says it all.
It's how they live.
She knows it. She does it for her life, for her family. All of the essential oils that she deals with, she knows exactly what each one of them is good for.
She makes a bunch of stuff too.
She really does. Her website is thehomesteadmama.com.
You got me on that one, baby.
It's Homestead Mama, MAMA, .com, I believe.
So check her out.
Yeah.
Full House Homesteaders with the Homestead Mama. You will love this channel.
Yes.
If you like anything homesteading, you will be like, oh my gosh. Because she doesn't have a whole lot of subs. I think she's around 5,000.
Something like
and
that.
so make her night. I'd love to see get like 100 more, because that, trust me guys, when you make content and you see your ticker go 50 more subscribers.
How did that happen?
What?
Yeah.
And it's exciting.
Right.
And even if you're like, okay, I watched a few videos and I'm out. All right, cool.
Yeah.
No big deal if it's not your cup of tea, but I guarantee you most of you folks are going to love it.
Yeah, but
All right.
she's wicked smart.
All right. Channel shout out portion of the evening has come to an end. So we're going to start a new bit this week.
A new bit? A new bit?
A new bit.
A new bit.
A new bit. Would you like a piece of candy, little girl?
No.
That's not the bit.
No.
I have my candies over here because I get these coughing fits. There's allergy season.
Yeah.
Yeah. 88,000 subs. How did that happen?
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to have a whole our subscribers first.
Right.
So, okay, comments of the week. What we've done,
Get some doozies, let's just say that.
we get a lot of powerful comments.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're just foul and we just block them.
I was just going to say, sometimes they're block and delete worthy.
And we just do that.
Right.
If somebody's just being a dork, it's like, okay, you're not ruining my day.
No.
Bye bye, Felicia. See
And
you
they
later.
don't work, they don't
No.
at all. So.
We just go, and usually if they're really, really bad, I'll be like, honey, come look at this one. And then we go block and delete.
Right. Yeah.
So here's a couple that we thought were either funny or interesting or noteworthy for some reason or another. And why don't you start with that one there?
Okay. Heather.
You got to tell the name of the video first.
Oh, on the an important. Am I reading that right?
Importante, muy importante.
An important announcement. Sorry, my tongue is twisted. Heather Copta says, I got your cookbook for my birthday. I was so happy. I can't wait to try all the yummy recipes. Thank you for all the hard work on making it. Thank you very much. It was very sweet to say.
Okay. This one's just kind of
That one's
funny.
hysterical.
So one of our videos that for whatever reason is just blown up. It's like over 80,000 views and it's coming up on 100,000.
No.
Oh, million?
No, it's coming up on 1 million views.
Yeah, it's coming up on 1 million views. You're right.
That'll be our first.
Yeah.
Which would be cool.
But it was of our goat giving birth a few months ago.
Right.
And we get all these weird comments from around the globe. And most are like kids like going, ooh, icky butthole or whatever. It's like, what? That's not how this works. Your parents are not teaching you.
Really?
But this guy was awesome because it says the goat birth. His name is Yaqub Hussein, and it says, "I'm at this side of YouTube again." ... So, what does that mean? How did you get here, brother?
Oh my gosh.
And I'm on this side of YouTube again.
How'd that happen?
So, do you want to do that one? You got to read that
sure.
one. You got to read that one.
I can read this one because.
Tell them the bread video first.
Okay, so it's our artisan bread video, which has been out for what?
2.5 years. 3 years.
3 years. Okay.
And countless people have said, I can finally make bread. I love this bread. It's perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So you got to know that first.
Right. And how many hundreds of loaves did I make for the church? Okay, and
close to 1,000.
Every single person was like, "Oh my
that
gosh,
recipe.
This is so awesome! I need this recipe." Okay, so you guys are gonna laugh. So this is the artisan bread, and should I say the person's name?
Oh yeah, give it to them.
Okay, Jenna Newman said, "This bread is disgusting. We followed the recipe exactly. The high temperature of water kills the yeast, and there's entirely too much salt. Feeling cheated out of 8 cups of flour and about 4 hours of our day waiting for bread that isn't going to rise to accomplish a flat, salty loaf."
Well, you know what? Jenna Newman, if you email me at info.bigfamilyhomestead@gmail.com, I will send you an entire bag of flour. I don't want you to be feeling gypped out of your flour.
Not at all.
Email me, Said the fly. Okay, but some get better. Like, oh geez, oh Pete, it's already 7:30. We're gonna have to get cooking here.
Yeah.
Okay, bad things come in threes. We were talking about all the junk that's happened this week, and a person named Stephen Johnson said, he's referring to our truck. He says, I see the problem. It's a Dodge. Drips oil, drips grease everywhere. Mm-hmm. Now, I saw that comment.
So he responded.
Of course I did. This is my response.
This is in true Brad fashion.
This is how I comment back. So, I see the problem. It's a Dodge. Drips oil, drips grease everywhere. Brad says, now, Stephen, I did not take you for a throw some salt on that wound kind of guy. But hey, we barely know each other. I thought...
cracks me up. Oh my goodness gracious.
All right. So I think that's going to be it for the comments since we're so late in the deal here. Okay. First actual real life topic of the day.
Oh, no way. Really? There's a real life topic?
Now.
Just teasing.
For those of you who have your wallet or purse nearby you, please get it out because I'm going to ask you a question that's important. And no, this is not a David Copperfield illusion where all of a sudden I'm going to magically put a $20 bill into your life. No. I want you to get something out.
No, they're going to magically put a $20 bill in. No, I'm just
Yes, bring it on. All right.
Just teasing.
So what I want you to do, if you have your wallet and or purse nearby, while I get a peppermint, take out your driver's license. Okay? If you're in the United States, take out your driver's license. Now, on your driver's license, it has all that funky, awesome information. In the top right-hand corner, how many of you have a star inside a circle?
It should be upper right-hand corner,
upper
right?
right-hand corner. Yeah. A star inside a circle.
Didn't you?
I did.
Sorry, I was reading.
So, Life Unwired says, not yet. Hi, Donna. Not me. Oh, Lord, I know where this is going, says Breakaway. Oh,
you already know, huh? Just started here. Nope. Larry has it. Jay has it. Norma has it.
Hey, Babs, how's it going?
Brenda has
it. Yep. Nope.
Tiffany
all right.
says yes. Michael says no.
Okay.
Stringfield says no. No, it's about half and half, it looks like.
Does anybody, well, obviously Breakaway knows what this is about.
Deborah says she will not comply to that either.
So then there are people who know what we're talking about.
Yep.
Here's the scoop. I saw a video 3 days ago that I was like, that cannot be. Ruffled black feathers. And then I went and got my driver's license, and sure enough, I have the star in a circle. And what that is a part of a new ID program called Real ID. This was voted on by the geniuses in our Congress back in 2005. And what this is that I think it's October of next year. 2020, full compliance.
Yeah.
That every state has to implement this Real ID. Now, what is this going to do for me? Why do I even care? What are we talking about? If you don't have, this is done by the Department of Homeland Security, by the way. If you don't have a Real ID, you will not be allowed to go into federal facilities, nuclear power plants, which, okay, yeah, that's fine. No federally regulated aircraft. So, if you fly anywhere, pretty much, unless it's a private carrier, you can't fly. No fly for you. So hear that again. No federal facilities, no power plants, no federally regulated aircraft if you do not have it once full compliance is met. Now, can anybody tell me why this might not be the best idea? But before you start typing and answering, one of the things that irritated the stew out of me. Oh yeah, by the way, also no military bases. You can't go onto a military base unless you're Real ID compliant. But one of the things that stewed me to no end is they're going to force everybody to get one of these things, or else you can't fly, no federal facilities, no military bases, and I'm sure the list will grow.
Oh, I imagine. Didn't it say something about schools?
It was not compliance yet.
Okay.
But this is what boiled my sauce here. is that you do not need one to do one thing: voting. You don't have to have this real ID that's supposed to be the end all be all and to track everybody and we're going to lock down on stuff. Oh no, but you can vote without one.
Yeah.
Now that's funny. Now I'm not really the sharpest tool in the shed, but why wouldn't they want to have IDs on voters? You go there yourself.
You guys can go.
You
there.
go there yourself.
Yeah.
Why don't they want to have IDs on voters?
Right. Breakaway Homesteader said it was created or invented by NATO.
Oh yes, it was absolutely.
Yeah.
And worldwide compliance by 2030. That is correct as well. So what they're trying to implement, guys, is a worldwide compliance of real ID. But you don't need one to go vote. This, you know what? Ronald Reagan, where have you gone? This is, I mean, he had his share of problems, don't get me wrong. But this whole, let's all be one big worldwide thing together, it's not going to fly, guys. And you know what? That lady from France, I respect France. I want France to be France. And I don't want it to be melted into some omni thing. I want the United States to be the United States, Mexico be Mexico. Right. You guys have your own identity. Every country has their own identity. And these politicians are trying to just blend it into one big melting culture of rules and regulations. And I'm sure it makes it easier for them to govern.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's easier for them to keep us under control.
Right.
But I don't like it at all.
Vernon says, what about if you don't drive? Well, if you don't drive...
We still can't go into those facilities.
Well, yeah.
And you can't fly.
Right. I mean, I would imagine that if you had some form of ID that was, provided to you by the DMV or the BMV, depending on which state you're in, then they'll put it on there.
Yeah. I'm trying to read some of the comments here to see if... great point about that, the voting thing. The fact that y'all are talking about this makes me love. Oh, thank you so much, Chanel. That's very kind. Facial recognition, that is another important part. Breakaway. Yeah, it's on my driver's license. There's a facial recognition, not just my picture for the driver's license, but it's also like a weird hologram.
Yeah, it's where it's see-through. It's on clear plastic. Yeah.
And then there's actually some lettering that's my birthday that's in raised letters below it.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So I got to tell you, I don't know where they're going to go with this, but I can assure you, all you have to do is look at history and see when governments control more and more and more and more and more. They don't stop. It never goes the other way.
No.
It's not like they don't go, oh, you know what?
We've gone too far.
We've gone too far. Let's roll this back.
Right. That never happened.
No, they just change the name and then blah, 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 blah.
Right.
I'm just telling you because I was shocked. I didn't realize this until this week. Aren't microchips in U.S. passports? Do not know. I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Breakaway Homesteader says, papers, please. That is
exactly
exactly where my mind went.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know? All states have non-driver ID cards. Flannel Max. Genius. Congress still trying to reconcile that comment. It was meant to be painfully. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mary Smith, just got an ID for my son who doesn't drive. You know what? And that was the weird thing, too, because when we went to get our Wisconsin licenses, they asked for a ton of information that I don't remember ever having to give them. Our daughter Claire drives now, and they had to have her birth certificate.
Yeah, when we went, we had to bring our birth certificate and social security card and a bill for this residence. So, I mean, they needed those three things for that.
Ugh. Well, don't get me started because
too late.
Let's just say, guys, you know that we're not a channel that really gets into like a lot of the hard stuff where it's like the conspiracy things that are going on, and we try to keep it light, and we do that because there's enough of that out there. But I was shocked when I found this out, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So keep your heads up.
Yeah.
You know, keep your powder dry. What else?
In Ireland, a voting card is posted to you, and you bring it to vote. Yeah. I think that was the way it was in Florida. We had a voter ID card or voter card.
Prep said about first time in human history that end time events are possible. Yeah. I mean, if you're coming from a biblical standpoint, I would say yeah.
Yeah.
And not to mention that too, it's now the first time in human history that humans have the ability to wipe everybody out, and not just with bombs.
Right.
So anyway, I just wanted you to check into that. Now, here's the thing. We're going to do that, Mama. We're going to lighten this up.
Thank goodness, because I was really depressed.
Well, as you guys know, we have just released our cookbook. Yay! The crowd goes well. Mama printed it out.
I printed it out, and I wish I could print it in color, but we only have a laser printer. So I put it in the sleeves, and then I've got my tabs here that show me what section is what, and I'm loving it. I love it.
But, oh, by the way, shameless plug. There's a link down below if you want to get a copy, or yeah, okay,
or 4.
But here's the thing. On Tuesday, we're going to try to do another live cooking event. Go with Betty. Thank you. We're going to try and do another live cooking event, and what we decided to do was share with you some of the recipes that are in the cookbook. And tonight, you guys vote on which one you think we should make on Tuesday.
Yep.
So, with that said, Mama, take the wheel.
I made a list.
Yay. Lists are good.
So, should we eliminate the a couple of the 5 here, or leave it?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. This one.
Yeah, this one.
This one. No, not that one.
No?
No, not that one. This one and this one. These 2.
Okay, then.
So I'm going to give you
She
3
picked
options.
anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to give you 3 options, and I want you guys to tell me which ones you want me to make.
Which one?
Which one? Sorry,
One.
which one? So we have a recipe for an all-natural toothpaste with no fluoride, no chemicals, nothing like that.
No apartheid, no genocide. We make our toothpaste completely genocide free.
And there was no animals
harmed in the making of this event.
Of this toothpaste.
So, you know.
Got it?
Yep, got it.
Is it out of your system?
Not yet.
I didn't think so.
I still got 2 more minutes.
Oh no. Okay, so the all-natural toothpaste, creamy sausage and tomato pasta, or the sofrito and sazon and red beans.
So describe them now.
So the red beans is one of our dishes that is one of our favorites. It is a Spanish red beans, and we put it over rice, but I won't be making the rice because all you have to do is boil water to make rice.
We'll have it made beforehand.
Right. So then you take peppers and tomatoes and you make a sofrito. You make a seasoning, and then we put that into. Okay, I put it in breast milk bags to freeze it.
They're new though.
Right, they're brand new. They're not used. They're not used.
She didn't save them.
So, and then the sazon is our seasoning that we like to make with the red beans. So it's we'd make.
It's really good.
Tripping over my tongue.
It's really good. Tell them about that.
It's a combination of 3 things to make the one. Anyway, the creamy sausage and tomato pasta is one of our easy, super yummy,
faves.
Frugal meals. It's really, really. How about that flat, salty, chewy bread?
Well, apparently,
Mike?
keeping it real, bro. Keeping it real.
Yeah. And then, so that one is really yummy. It's got cream. It's got
tomatoes
and sausage and pasta. And, well, cream.
I'm with you guys. It looks like
pasta.
It looks like that's the one to do.
Well, I did see some people saying toothpaste.
The toothpaste is easy, but
toothpaste is easy.
It's one of those things.
Right.
All right. Looks like we'll go back and count. When the video is over, we'll go back and count. Excuse me.
Right.
Before I forget, Will over the weekend homestead is going to be able to go live tonight. So when we're done in approximately 14 minutes and change, he's going to go live, and he's got some things prepared. I think it's Indian throat singing. He's got a special guest there this evening that does the Indian throat singing. Have you ever seen it? It's kind of crazy because they circular breathe. They do circular breathing so that they can just go, and they keep it going. So check out Will, the Weekend Homestead. He's gonna be throat singing tonight. So anyway, no, we don't need that. Actually, let me see. Do you guys want something serious or light for the next little bit? Because we only have a little bit of time left.
What is that? Do you make Bangkok?
I don't know.
I don't know what that is, so probably not.
Serious or light? Light or serious? Light.
Light.
Light. Light. Serious.
He did that last time. Yes, he does it every time.
What?
Where you make stuff up that Will's gonna do.
No. There's a special guy from Minneapolis. They live over there. Pasha. Okay, we'll keep it light then. Light. That's funny. I'm trying to think of what to do. Because I had this thing prepared, and now it's like, that is not light.
No.
So, all right, Q&A. Give us something to talk about, guys. We will talk about what you need.
I like what Little Homestead Franklin said. Christa, I'm glad I'm not the only person who had rented lips today. I was having such a hard time keeping a straight face.
You've seen those, right?
Yes, but God,
Those dudes that can talk
they're
like
so
they.
funny.
Girl Krista, I'm with you on driving on ice.
That's weird. It's just weird.
Do we have any gardening tips? Jeannie?
No.
Don't follow what we do.
No.
That's the best
Do
gardening
exactly
tip.
opposite of what we do. Our garden is stinks.
Okay, there's a video about that. Bottom line is we should have covered it up better during the winter, and we should have tilled it up more.
And then we should have mulched it with some grass.
But we were excited to get the garden in because our winter was long.
Our winter was long, and we got it in late, and yeah. So, okay, so let's just answer some questions here. How is your sweet heifer calf? She is awesome. Dottie is amazing. She's such a sweet little calf. What time do you start your day? 6:30?
Yeah, because we don't have to get up early because you set the time schedule for the animals, not the other way around.
Yeah.
There is a question here. What was the one I wanted to see? Doggone it. Oh, man. How's the weight loss journey going? It's kind of come to a stop for right now because of all the junk that happened in the past 2 weeks. We've just been having to eat here, there, everywhere.
Well, yes. However, I still am...
She lost inches.
I did. I've lost 2 inches around my hips, which is a huge accomplishment. My portions of my meals have reduced dramatically. So I'm not eating as much as, or like I'll have 1 big meal and then 2 light meals. So I'm working on it.
So am I.
You know,
I've been drinking more water.
Yeah.
How's David's girlfriend? She's fine.
Yes, she's fine.
She does have a broken elbow. There was a cut on her hand and then some road rash, but she's gonna be fine. There's no lasting problem stuff.
Right.
So, you both look leaner. Oh, thank you, sir. Or ma'am. Joe Kev. So, let's see.
Have the goat's heads butted you? No. You know, the funny thing is, with our goats, everybody has the worst problems with their goats.
We don't.
Our goats are super sweet and kind, and, you know, Zeus is...
He's an idiot.
He is an idiot. However, he is probably the nicest buck I've ever seen. He'll just come over to you and just...
He wants to rub his nastiness on you.
He just wants to love on you. And
he really does.
Yeah, he's just a sweet goat. Brad, why don't you bleach your hair anymore?
No, that's not why. To be honest, it's because Claire asked me not to.
Yeah.
My daughter Claire, she knows that it's, you know, not good for you, and I've been doing it for years. Mm-hmm. And I don't really care what people think in terms of like my age or whatever. I used to bleach my hair just because I had, ever since I've been, you know, in the rock band thing, and when you do that, there's a certain image that people expect to see. And I just kept doing it.
Right.
And now it's like, you know what? Why do I care?
Yeah.
The cows don't care.
No, cows don't care.
It's cheaper.
Right. Premium mom to twins. What are you crocheting, Christa? Absolutely nothing at the moment. Nothing. I'll be honest with you. We do our chores outside and do some other things around the house, and by the end of the day, I'm pooped and I don't want to do anything. So we watch a movie and I just most of the time fall asleep.
Yeah, she's out.
I'm out.
All right, little Homestead, Franklin, North Carolina. Brad, have you been able to figure out why the garage floods? It was clogged. It was just a clogged drain.
And it was frozen.
But it was frozen, so we didn't know that.
Right.
And we think we've got it licked, but we won't know. Well, maybe we should flood the garage, and then we'll try.
No.
It's a bad idea.
Going Batty's asking, what beard oil are you using? He asked the question earlier.
Actually, I don't know. I bought some beard oil from Walmart, and
Do you still use
it is ridiculously expensive, beard oil.
Crazy.
I want to make my own blend because a little bottle like this was $8.
Yeah, it was crazy. Well, and so you bought the sweet almond oil in a little container. I think that was what, $4 or $5.
Yeah.
And then we were gonna make our own blend, and we never ended up doing that. So I've been using the sweet almond oil to moisturize my face.
Yeah.
And
It's been great.
yeah.
Jeannie Martfeld, what was your rock? Christian rock? Yes. We were in a band called Scarecrow and Tin Men, and then later a band called Cheer Up Charlie. But Scarecrow and Tin Men, we toured and played with DC Talk, the Newsboys. We had tour buses and the whole blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And it was good. Songs on the radio, hits.
Right.
Yep.
Jay is asking, what are your thoughts on aquaponic farming? And I apologize, he did ask twice, so I was...
Okay. Do you want to chat or should I?
No, go ahead.
At Farm Tech Days, we met a company that we thought was an aquaponics company because it says aquaponics in the name of their company. It was Cold Snap Aquaponics.
Was it all weather aquaponics?
And so I got all excited. We went to go talk to them, and you know, they had the setup, the aquaponics was there, they had the fish there, everything was rocking. And I did an interview with the guy, going, man, this is really super exciting. And it turns out they don't sell aquaponics at all. They sell lettuce.
And fish.
So I was like, what?
Yeah.
Why didn't you put Cold Snap Produce or Cold Snap
Aquaponics produce.
Foods or something?
Something.
Aquaponics, I think, is really cool.
We want to do a system. We have to get a greenhouse set up.
It's got to be temperature controlled.
It's got to be temperature controlled. Cold Snap is in Wisconsin, and they do grow lettuce and fish all year round. But they heat their greenhouse in the wintertime. You got to scroll your thing up.
Paula Monahan, any ideas on what you will be doing for a backup water this winter? And you know what? No, but I'll tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to call Prepsteader Bob and say, fix my problem, you Prepsteader. Fix it. Come over here.
Help us fix
it. Get
it.
your big old body over here and fix it.
Right.
Well, because what happened this past year is our well froze, or the pump out to the farm, or to the barn.
Oh yes, the spigot out in the barn froze in the ground because the pipe that's in the ground is
too shallow.
Yeah, it's only 4 feet deep, where it really needs to be over 6 feet deep.
The Adaptive Maritimer, can you drop a link to download Let It Roll?
Roll?
Oh no, that's I know what you're talking about. I think I might not know the song you're talking about. Michael Tate was in Oshkosh for Life Fest, and Johnny got a pic with him. Cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we did all that kind of stuff, and that was great.
Yeah.
But it's with any business, there's going to be a certain amount of stuff you're just like, you don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot in the Christian music industry that unfortunately is not very Christ-like.
No. There was a question asking how many pages is the cookbook. Oh, Prep Sitter Bob already answered it. It's
Oh.
135 pages.
Thank you.
Print it out.
So how are the chickens laying? Perfect question.
Nice.
Okay.
5 minutes.
I know, I can see.
Okay.
I can see.
Okay.
It's right there.
Well,
Always watching the time clock.
I know you are. I know you are.
The chickens. We tried a bunch of stuff. Prep Starter Bob came over.
Mm-hmm.
We raised up the laying boxes, the nesting boxes, and we did some other things. But the big thing that changed everything was we changed their feed.
Yeah. Their feed was not a high enough protein. So we went to a different place and we're getting an 18% laying mash for our chickens. And let's just say
We went from 3 eggs a day.
3 to 6 eggs a day to 20 to 24 eggs a day.
So yes.
Yes. And we found out that we don't have 3 roosters.
we
have 1 rooster and the other 2 are white leghorns. So bad on the hatchery for sending us with leghorns, but that's okay. They're nice little birds and they are producing very well.
Julia's asking, what's your favorite dinner to make with chicken? The kind that has delicious chicken in it.
Probably the
chicken brine.
Yes, chicken brine or the Alice Springs chicken.
We do a knockoff of, there's a chain restaurant called Carrabba's, and they're owned by the Outback Corporation, and it's Italian vibe. And they make this thing called chicken brine, and it's, imagine the perfectly grilled chicken breast with, we use, what kind of cheese is it? We don't use what they used.
They use
goat cheese.
No, they use
Fontina.
We use feta.
We use feta?
Well, I use goat cheese, but he uses feta.
And then there's if you can imagine, a lemon butter sauce that has sun-dried tomatoes in it and basil, and that goes on top of all that, and it's, oh my gosh. It puts you into a food coma.
Yeah. Hold on, there was another question. Oh, what would it cost you to... What would it cost you too much to have a greenhouse this winter?
We don't know.
We don't know yet.
Working on it.
Yeah, we're planning on. We're those are in planning stages. And then there was 2 questions on, are we doing meat birds this year?
Yes.
Yes,
You'll see a video on that real soon.
Right. We're still in the planning stages of that as well. But
okay. So in just a few minutes, we're going to run over to Will at the Weekend Homestead. We may go a little bit long, Will, sorry. Because we're going to say goodnight here in just a second. But we wanted to thank you guys for coming. We actually were going to do this live stream from our boat in the center of a lake that's nearby. But then I started thinking, okay, what if it's going like this? Would that make it weird for you guys? Because think about it, because we were going to do it, and I was like, that'd be the coolest thing ever to watch the sunset. And
right.
But it might make you guys get all like, whoop.
Right. Bye, Claire. Love you too, honey.
Love you, honey. So anyway, we're going to say goodnight and jump on over to Will's channel. But before we do, a couple things. For those of you guys who are our Thrive Life customers, thank you. It really does help our family in a huge way. And if you're interested in being a consultant, email me, info.bigfamilyhomestead@gmail.com. And with that, we're going to say it's time to jump into a quick prayer and good night. So if you're not into that kind of thing, we say good night to you, and hopefully you'll be back next week. But be warned, it's getting ready to get all Christian-like up in here. So here we go. Father God, we thank you so very much for each and every one of the folks that's here. I ask that you just pour out your blessings. Show these folks your love. Show them that you are a Father that is absolutely wanting the best, your best, for us. Father, we thank you so much for the blessings that you give to us, and I'm just blown away. I can't believe how much you love us and in spite of us. Help me to be more like you. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All righty, kids. Good night.
Good night.
And if I don't see you,
good afternoon, good
Good evening,
and
good night. Alrighty.
All right, let's
Bye.
see.
Go button. Bye,
Go to
everyone.
go button. Yes, I want to.